If you're constantly doubting your desires, if you can have a loving relationship, lots of money, success, the reason probably doesn't have anything to do with your techniques, your powers of manifestation, your thought management. Most doubt is actually unworthiness in disguise. So many people think, I want this. Then underneath is, am I the kind of person who gets to have that? Maybe it's, I keep doubting I'll find love. Under that is, I don't believe I'm really lovable. Or maybe it's, I keep doubting I'll be successful. Under that is, I'm not sure I deserve success. Or maybe it's, I want $5 million in my account, but I don't think that'll ever happen. Under that is, am I allowed to have lots of money? Am I the kind of person who gets to have plenty? When we feel doubt about our desires, the desires aren't the issue. It's how we view ourselves, our self-concept. Do we believe we are someone worthy of having those desires? Life, our manifestations, don't reflect everything we want. They reflect how we feel about ourselves, the state we occupy. We can only receive to the level we believe we deserve. And so many of us make worthiness conditional. I'll be worthy when I lose weight. I'll be worthy when I'm successful. I will be worthy when someone chooses me. I will be worthy when I heal. But that's not worthiness, that's earning. Worthiness is knowing before any external change happens, I am allowed to have what I want right now, just as I am. A lot of manifestation content treats doubt as a thought problem. Just keep doing affirmations, keep persisting, just ignore the 3D, and you can get really good at that. But even when you are, if your self-concept is not that you are a person who deserves everything that you want, then those doubts will keep creeping in. And that makes it really hard to dwell in the state of the wish fulfilled. The techniques can help you visit, but you won't live there. So how do you change your self-concept? Well, this is the part where I reveal it kind of actually is your thoughts, but more so it's that you start paying close attention to the inner conversations that you have throughout the day. The first thing is catching permission language. If you see someone with something you want, then you think, I could never have that. Or people like me, people from my family, from my neighborhood, from my background, we don't get to have things like that. That's not logic. Those are worthiness beliefs, and you can change them. When you catch yourself thinking something like that, replace it with, why not me? Why not me? That's a pretty neutral question, and it's hard for your brain to argue with because there is not any good reason why not you. So keep that in your back pocket. Why not me? Why not me? Second is to stop treating your desires like something you need to earn. So many of us are like, if I do X, Y, and Z, then I'll deserve love. Try, love is a normal human experience. Or there's, if I work hard enough, if I sacrifice enough, if I struggle enough, then I'll deserve money. Try, money doesn't see all of the suffering gold stars you've earned. Money just flows to people who are open to receive it. There's, if I do this, if I do that, then I'll deserve abundance. Try, expansion is nature's bottom line. The universe is literally expanding as we speak. Third is you can borrow worthiness from other people. Surely you know one person who has a loving relationship, or financial abundance, or career success. Are they fundamentally worthier than you are to have these things? Is their soul worthier than yours? No, the answer is no. That helps provide perspective, and you can take it a step further if you want and step into their shoes. What does this person feel like when they think about money, when they think about love, when they think about their career? Try it on for size. See what it feels like when it feels normal and natural. Number 4 is stop letting setbacks say something about your worth. Things happen. It doesn't have to be, oh, this unwanted thing happens because I am a bad person. This happened because I suck. This happened because life is against me. this happened because I don't actually deserve good things. No, that is letting an event form your identity. It's just, this thing happened. I mean, it's probably an opportunity to learn and expand beyond your current skills and wisdom, but overall, you just don't need to assign any meaning to it. Number 5 is to act worthy before you feel worthy. A lot of people have this backwards. They think, well, when this thing happens, then I'll feel worthy. But you don't need any external thing to happen to practice the perspective right now. For instance, if I believe I am worthy of love, how would I interpret this text message? If I believe in my money end state, how would I react to this bill? If I believe success is for me, how would I respond to this setback? This goes right back to Neville Goddard, who says, I am the operant power. I am. You are the creator. Everything comes from the inside out. It is I am. It's not I need this thing to be. It's simply I am. On top of all of that, you can train your baseline relationship with life to be someone who experiences and expects and believes they are worthy of good things happening to them just on a day-to-day basis, which then extends to you feeling worthy of your desires. I love Neville's lullaby method for this, where you insert a little phrase that indicates something good has happened to you, like, isn't it wonderful? You just start inserting that into your inner conversation, making it a normal part of your daily self-talk, of your brain chemistry. And I had to start teeny tiny, like, say I got a good parking spot. Isn't it wonderful? Or when my card works at the store, as someone whose card was declined plenty of times before, I still try to make a point of like, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful that I could buy that for myself? Isn't it wonderful that that worked so easily? Or, if a pretty bird lands on your windowsill, or you received a funny text message from a friend, or you had a pleasant interaction with a stranger. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? The more that phrases like this become a normal part of your inner conversation and your inner experience, the more it familiarizes you with favorable outcomes. Of course, good things happen to me. It starts making that feel normal, which impacts your belief system, your self-concept, your self-identity. You've got to let it in, and starting small is often a good way to get there. If you're someone who needs evidence to convince you of your worthiness, well, start gathering that evidence. All of the little good things that happen to you during the day that you might not otherwise pay attention to because they don't feel dramatic or significant. Make it a point to call them out. Isn't it wonderful? Highlight them. Just make note of them, because they literally prove that you are someone who is allowed to have good things happen. Doesn't matter how small they are. For me, starting really tiny helped get this train moving and make it a normal part of my conversation. Having isn't it wonderful in my head all of the time, or a lot of the time, not only makes my day more fun and more full of joy and appreciation, but it also shifted the needle of my self-concept as someone who is open to good things, someone who's allowed to have good things, and who is worthy. And of course, different techniques, Neville or otherwise, can help you get closer to the state desired, the wish fulfilled, whether it's doing positive affirmations or visualizations or a state akin to sleep. But they are much more powerful when they're not fighting deeper beliefs about unworthiness, which result in doubt. They are much more effective and faster when they support a baseline self-concept that you are worthy of all of your desires. Worthiness isn't believing like, well, I'm the best person in the world and I worked so hard, now I deserve everything I want. Worthiness is just knowing that you're not excluded from the good things in life. That would be weird. But getting familiar with good things happening, with shifting your self-identity to someone who is worthy, opens the door for true confidence in the wish fulfilled. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Worthiness is something that I've been working on for a long time, but I really believe it's right there at the core of what we can achieve. So it's really important. Drop in the comments, please, if something in this video resonated with you, or if you have any other tips for cultivating that worthiness. I would love to hear them. And hit the follow button if you're interested in more Neville related and inner voice related material. Thanks again, bye.